Hi friends. Just to let you know, this eye looks a lot worse than it feels. It's actually feeling a little bit itchy now, and the swelling is going down, so look away if it bothers you. Alright, I've just been sitting here doing some self-observing, wondering why it is I haven't invited the 12D to speak since that last time, which was the first time I let them speak live. Now, aside from the odd feeling of trusting myself to the live thing, being used to 40 years of written, but that's not the big thing here. And so I noticed fear, and I'm not sure what of. There are many possibilities. I don't want mine to get a hold of that, however, because then it'll start ticking them off. Oh, it could be this, it could be that, that's pointless, worthless. It's sensing and just being open and empty that I find to be far more successful at really amounting to something. And so I'm really not sure why. I get the sense it's a running away, but I don't yet see why or from what. And these are my buds, you know. So I'm just going to open the conversation or give them the floor, and we'll just see where it goes from here. Okay, beloved 12D friends, currently on 5D so that we can communicate. We're always connected. I know that we are. I feel it. I sense it. And I sense those two lions a lot of times too. And so I know you're here. I do have one question for you. I really just want you to speak whatever it is you want to share. But I'm interested in how much there has been such a flow in the journaling in the last weeks. Maybe the last, I don't know, you see. I wonder how much of that do you participate in? Just in the regular journals, and not just recently, but all along. Let me know to what extent you've been there, if and as you can, in a way that will help me to make sense of it. It's so strange to be one and to feel one, and yet to speak as if separate. So I'm giving over my little 5% conscious mind into your keeping. Do come forward and speak with us now, and say what you will. Oh, so gladly, Teresa Ann. Yes, we do look forward to these occasions. And yes, we are aware of both your discomfort and your fear. Oh, worry not about it. Let that go. It doesn't matter. You're doing fine, just going with the flow. Worry and such things, in case you have forgotten, are always of mind. Let them drop. It matters not. How much are we with you? And you with us? We know the mind would like a percentage, something it can make sense of. That doesn't work. It isn't like that. We are blended, all of us, you included. And so, all of your life, to a certain extent, you have been working with us. We stayed very much in the background. As you know, there was no direct contact, not even in your dreams, until rather recently. So, it's been about a year now that you've been doing the conscious linking up with us. And for this, we are grateful. We know it makes you feel strange. We'd like to tell you that part of this relates to another lifetime, another embodiment in which you were a medium and came to a rather unfortunate, painful end, largely due to your gifts. And so this is a part of the knot of fear that you feel. And also a part of why it hasn't made sense to you. It doesn't relate to this embodiment. You, like everyone else, are now having greater and fuller access to your other lifetimes, your other experiences. Mostly here on planet Earth, as they are the ones that are the most relevant. But they all are becoming more and more accessible as you all raise your consciousness on the spiral of light. Your DNA codons are being affected by the solar wind, by the cosmic rays, Earth's magnetic field being less strong now plays an important part in this, not a negative one. These adjustments are beneficial. Not everyone, however, can keep up with them. You've noted in your own body the tremendous strain that this adjustment brings. Your bodies, your physical bodies, are being called on to adapt quickly, more quickly than in any other lifetime or for any other reason. This is a very unusual time and cycle you're all moving in, that we are all moving in. We do this together. All of us and all of our soul families, all those incarnate, as well as the many invisibles that surround you. And of this, you are becoming more aware, more cognizant also. You have noted seeing things, and not just out of your peripheral vision, not just out of the corner of your eye. Seeing different things than those you're somewhat used to. Larger manifestations, colors at times, shadows, fading in, fading out. This too is a part of the overall manifestation of rising frequency. You are correct in your assumption that you're also expanding into more of the mind, that which was the subconscious, is becoming more accessible. When you self-observe, you often tap into it. And this is the impersonal you. It's all of you. You often, when you come into stillness, participate in the deeper layers and levels of your consciousness and of the group consciousness, where you are all one, as well as being an individual. Your body is one, as well as being a conglomeration, a grouping of trillions of cells. And so, the oneness and the individuality do not fight with one another, do not rule one another out. They are just on different layers of magnification, if you will. We ask you to link the video on fractals to this journal so that everyone may see what Arthur C. Clarke has put together as a very fine presentation on the nature of fractals and their implications in science, in maths, and in life. We won't say that this reality is all a computer simulation of sorts, for that's to reduce it to something the mind can come to grips with, when it's far more and different than that. It's all energy. Everything equates and reduces to energy. And when it's more visible, it has simply been lowered in vibration and frequency to become more dense and thus visible, manifest as something physical. That doesn't change its nature as energy. You too are energy. As you rightly teach, you are not the body. You are not the mind. You are not anything visible in 3D. 3D is where you are having an experience. And it is indeed true. The great benefit that you tout of the breathing room, less identification with body and with mind gives. For in this breathing room, you can enter the stillness and observe. Without it, self-observation, while possible, is but a mental affair, and the mind observing itself is not helpful. It hasn't the depth that self-observation is meant to convey, to partake of. It's most important that this be done from the level of heart. I feel a change going on. This is me now. I feel an expansion happening. I hope you're tuned into your heart so that you can feel it too. I feel like the 12D are doing something for us here. I'm not sure what. But if you're listening from heart, if you're perceiving from there, then it's likely you can sense it. Yes, Teresa Ann. In those who are willing, we made some adjustments, some fine-tuning in the DNA and in the flow of the chi through the chakras. The quality, frequency, the whole energy of the chi that's running through you now is distinctly different than what it was in the past. Your bodies had to be made ready to be able to carry this increased frequency, and thus some of the changes as you have gone through them have felt awkward, uncomfortable, and a strain on your physicality. They were to make way for this energy that now flows, that carries more of consciousness in it, that enables a deeper level of perception in all of you. None are better than any other. This is universally available. The only limiting being done is self-limiting. It's being done by the use of free will, which we respect. Yet there are many who are ready and who told us on the inner that they were willing to have this adjustment done. For those who are unsure if they gave this consent, you may give it consciously and be assured that we will hear you. You won't be given more than you can handle, however. These energies are vital, energetic, and powerful. And deserve to be respected. Stay in your hearts, dear family of light. Remember who you are. It's time to link up with the conscious part of you, the inner part with which we often work already knows all of this. It's time, however, for you to consciously link up with who you really are. Through your journals, you have shared with everyone of the need for surrender, for being the empty cup, for openness, earnestness. And so, the path is well laid out. Assistance is available at every hand. None of you are ever alone. Those who are ready are already becoming more aware of the company they keep, of your soul families, of your spiritual guides, of the angelic visitants that come to assist. There is and will be a higher level of consciousness flowing through humanity, through the body of man, meaning man and woman. It is up to each one to choose to partake of it or not, to follow your individual bliss, to follow where your heart leads. Just know that what is available now has not been made available on this planet in this way before, even though there have been advanced cultures and humanity in a more advanced state. Even so, what's available now is distinctly different. So we invite each one to spend more and more time, whatever you can, centered, to go within. Yes, even if it's only for 1 to 3 minutes a day, perhaps twice a day. The daily contact is the most effective way to weave the thread of union, of unity with your own higher self and with the invisibles who stand in support of you. You are all so dearly loved, and most of you have not even touched the hem of the garment of the love that is here for you. We invite you into openness, into communion in the center of your chest. We bid you good day. I don't see that I can add anything useful to that. So I'll say namaste.